Hello again. Today, number 56. My name is Mary, and today's story called Back to the Desert. All that night, after the spies brought back their report, the people were so filled with fear that they could not sleep. They cried out against Moses, blaming him for bringing them out of Egypt. They forgot all their trouble in Egypt, their toil and their slavery, and they resolved to go back to that land. They said, "Let us choose a ruler in place of Moses, who has brought us into all these evils, and let us turn back to the land of Egypt." But Caleb and Joshua said, "Why should we fear? The land of Canaan is a good land. It is rich with milk and honey. If God is our friend and is with us, we can easily conquer the people who live there. Above all, let's not rebel against the Lord or disobey him and make him our enemy." But the people were so angry with Caleb and Joshua that they were ready to stone them and kill them. Then suddenly the people saw a strange sight: the glory of the Lord, which stayed in the Holy of Holies, the inner room of the tabernacle, now flashed out and shone from the door of the tabernacle into the faces of the people. Out of this glory the Lord spoke to Moses and said, "How long will this people disobey me and despise me? They shall not go into the good land I have promised them. Not one of them shall enter it, except Caleb and Joshua, who have been faithful to me. All of the people who are 20 years old and over shall die in the desert. Their little children shall grow up in the wilderness, and when they become men, they shall enter in and own the land I promised to their fathers. You people are not worthy of the land I have been keeping for you. Now turn back into the desert and stay there until you die. After you are dead, Joshua shall lead your children into the land of Canaan. And because Caleb was true to me and followed my will fully, Caleb shall live to go into the land and shall have his choice of a home there. Tomorrow, turn back into the desert by the way of the Red Sea." God told Moses that for every day the spies had spent in Canaan looking at the land, the people would spend a year in the wilderness. So they would live in the desert 40 years. Instead of going at once into the promised land, when Moses told all God's words to the people, they felt worse than before. They changed their mind as suddenly as they had made up their minds. "No," they all said, "we will not go back to the wilderness. We will go straight into the land and see if we are able to take it, as Joshua and Caleb have said." "You must not go into the land," said Moses, "for you are not fit to go, and God will not go with you. You must turn back into the desert, as the Lord has commanded." But the people would not obey. They rushed up the mountain and tried to march into the land, but they were without leaders and order, a mob of untrained men. The people in that part of the land, the Canaanites, and the Amorites, attacked and killed many of them and drove them away. Then, discouraged and beaten, they obeyed the Lord and Moses and went back into the desert. The children of Israel stayed nearly 40 years in the desert of Paran, on the south of the land of Canaan, all because they would not trust in the Lord. It was not strange that the Israelites should act like children, eager to go back one day and forward the next. For 400 years, they had been living in the hot land of Egypt, and their hard lot as slaves had made them unfit to care for themselves. They were still lazy and weak. Moses saw they needed the free life of the wilderness, and that their children, growing up as free men and trained for war, would be more able to win the land of promise than they had shown themselves to be. So they went back into the wilderness to wait and be trained for the work of winning their land. And that was the word of the Lord. Now we come to discussion questions. What did the people want to do? That was number 1. Number 2, what did God do? 3, were Joshua and Caleb right? 4, where did God send the people? 5, why did God do that? And now it is the end of our day 56. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a little bit of time to discuss the questions and have some family time or friend time together. May God bless you all. Bye-bye now.